Hey Sam Jam Spooky Fam. Today I found some really cool shit in my videos on my computer that I didn't know that I had. Would you look at that? I found all of the video that I had filmed on and off stream for creating the Ram Huntress skull mask. It's really exciting. I wanted to get this video out to you guys. The video is a little old, mind you. I made this a few months ago, so the techniques that I use for filming and things like that are going to be quite a bit different, and it might not be the best quality, but it's still the exact same steps that I use for every single Huntress Ram skull mask that I make. Your basic materials are the base mask, the horns, model magic, plaster, and tinfoil and tape. That's it. And you can make this yourself without having to go through and get expensive molds and things like that. The base cost for this mask is somewhere around 30 to 40 bucks, and you have it yourself. This beautiful mask was won by a Sam Jam Spooky Fam member. I still have to send it out. I'm really excited to send it to him, but it turned out beautiful. I love the Huntress Ram skull. I actually wore this as well on our Killer Cosplay Tuesday that we do live on my channel every Tuesday. We dress up as a new killer from Dead by Daylight, and Huntress Ram was one of them. I could choose literally any Huntress. They're all up on my wall right now, but we chose the Ram because, I mean, it is the friggin' coolest one. Let's be honest, it's the coolest. So I'm really excited to show you guys how I make this mask. And you know what? Come check me out sometime. I'm live Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I used to be live at 6. That's why I almost said 6 a.m. Whatever. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy the video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. And let me know what mask you'd like to see next, because your girl is going big. I'm doing way more deep dives into masks, and I have new filming techniques. So if you have any tips that you want to see, like, hey, you should film at this angle, or anything like that, let me know and I can switch it up a little bit. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you like it. It turned out good. Starting off with the base mask, you're going to cut off this portion of the mask. We don't need it. We're going to be creating a bill, and we're going to do the eyes a little bit more wide set. So I'm drawing out guidelines here. This is just going to be all cut off, as you can see in the video, and we're reinforcing all of those areas that we removed with masking tape. It's going to help with the structural integrity of this paper mask, so it's a little bit more tough and you don't ruin it. I would definitely recommend using masking tape, as it works well with the model magic. Any other type of tape, it tends to slip a lot, so I would use masking tape. It's a mask's best friend. Once all of the sections are laid out that you'd like, I am taking tinfoil and I'm covering it from the forehead area down into a cone shape to get the shape that is elongated here. So you're gonna want to cover the whole thing from head to toe, and then tape up all of the areas around it, punch holes through the eyes, and then you're literally gonna cover the entire mask with masking tape, as you can see in the video. That includes the bottom area, because if this were open, then the plaster would sink into the other side, making this portion of the mask extremely heavy. This is pretty light. So the reason why that is because we capped it off here, and then we covered it all with plaster, so it's all one piece. So it's very important that you do both the overside and the underside before proceeding forward with the model magic. To get the basic shape that we have for this mask, you're going to want to build it up with the Model Magic. It gives you the detailing of the raised cheekbone area and brow area, as well as the defined nose structure that you have here. And don't worry, all of this is going to be super tough when you add the plaster on top of it. We're just using the Model Magic to get that basic shape, because sculpting with plaster is very, very difficult. It is doable if you feel confident and that you can get these shapes still with just sculpting with hardcore plaster. Do it. I was able to do that with my original masks when I first started making these. They were all sculpted with just plaster. It's a bitch. It is a bitch. It's much easier to lay the plaster completely on top of your sculpt, because Model Magic is a lot more malleable. It has a longer working time, and it's easier to kind of push into that shape that you want, and it will hold its structure. And then you cap the entire thing with the plaster. That way, it's completely solid afterwards. You're going to want to take your time. Once you're done with the plaster and laying 2 to 3 layers over on top of it, you're going to want to wait 24 to 48 hours. Laying the horns on, all I did was simply use hot glue to glue them down. And then I reinforced the structure where there would be gapping in the back here with more Model Magic completely around the horns. That part is really important. It keeps it all together so that these horns don't pop off later, because the glue isn't strong enough by itself. We need that extra reinforcement for it. So once you've glued them on, reinforce with Model Magic, and then you're going to cap it in plaster. As you can see, the plaster does not go up over the horns, just over all of the Model Magic. Again, the plaster needs to come on the bottom as well to reinforce this bill and make it strong right here where it separates from the actual mask portion of it. So once you're done with the top, let it sit for 24 to 48 hours. Then once it's completely set and dry, flip it on its back and add the plaster to the underside, sit for 24 to 48 hours, and then you can go and move on to the painting portion. Now, the painting is completely up to you. I started out with a brown base coat so that when I dry brushed white on top of it, you can still see the little remnants of brown on the mask. I like that. It makes it look like an aged bone. You can also do an underpainting of black, or don't underpaint it at all and dry brush brown on top. It's completely up to you. The sky is the limit, and you can paint it however your heart desires. Here's the finished result. There's padding in the inside for forehead comfort. I would highly recommend this. And this was gonna be a T-strap, but it was too tight, so I don't recommend that. Just do one loop and you'll be okay. It doesn't need the support from up here. This will secure it really well around your head. But yeah, it's one solid piece after you plaster the whole thing, and you just paint it. Hell yeah. Now go throw some hatchets.